guilty of crime.
All right, let's see how this works, y'all. This is Jay. I am Jay with Guilty of Crime, and I hope that you guys can hear me okay. We're still going to do our regular live tonight, you guys. Don't worry. I'm actually at a different location right now. I'm going to undisclose because you can see me moving around, but I don't always get to catch my folks that I love so much, and I wanted to do a midday tester. Luna FOJ, hello, can you guys hear me good, loud and clear? Awesome. Now, I'm not going, this is not necessarily early today, it's just me wanting to tell you guys kind of what we're going to be talking about later. I mean, what we're going to be talking about later and in the coming days, you guys, really are the trials that are coming up. And as more documents come out, Stephan Sterns is gearing up, you guys. He's gearing up for defense. And I don't know if he's going to. Here's my theory with that. Before I get into the article, here's my theory. And good evening to everybody. What's up, Samantha from London? Pink Stars, how you doing? Thanks, mods, for hopping on last minute. Carly Bree. Yes, the dedication to this case is real. And all my girls that are supporting the channel, like the advocates and the mods, Millie, I see you in there. David, my boy, Millie, love you, girl. Okay, so the reason I came on right now is because I kind of wanted to do a tester, see if I didn't do a vertical, if I can get people to get on so I can talk to you guys. And that's my tattoos that they're trying to cover up there. All right, so what's up, everybody? Grammy Stacy, yes, I can feel that. Love you all. Okay, so all weekend long, guys, and I love the advocates. I won't name, I'm just going to call one of the advocates Boots, and the other one, I don't know what she wants to be called, but I've got a couple of maybe advocates and then other ladies that help the advocates. So I'm just going to call them my dedicated boots on the ground folks, blowing me up this weekend, which I absolutely love. Now, we're going to get into it right now. I'm going to tell you, it's the first trial, but they're both carrying the death penalty. And I'm going to pull it up right now, and I'll tell you, Mott's Mummy, thank you for being here. You guys do me a favor. The biggest favor you can do is hit the like button. Get me in the algorithm so that when I do start streaming in the middle of the day or whatever I do, that there's people that actually hop on. Okay, so we're gearing up for 2 trials coming on now. Let me pull this up because I know people can't wait. But here's the thing. And thank you. I'm glad you found me on duty, Ron. I appreciate you. Yes, middle of the day. I'll still be back on at 4. And the whole thing is, and you were not late. I just hopped on at the last minute. Okay, so now new FOIAs, I always would, right? Now, the ladies just blew up my phone this weekend, and I got to dedicate my weekends most of the time to the family because, well, I love my family and, they need my time. So I wake up to a bunch of new stuff, and this is not necessarily what I woke up to. I got other videos and things, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to cram it into today's session. So first of all, let's talk about Stephan Sterns arguing about the death penalty. That's what I wanted to tell you. And then I got videos of what I think he's going to say. I really think he's either going to wait for the last minute. It's going to be a Richard Allen type of situation where he waits. Well, see, Richard Allen, here it is. Here's this thing. Richard Allen didn't do that. The defense started saying, "Oh, it's the cult people," and now after the guy died, now it's Ron Logan. He's dead, right? What I think Stephan's going to do is wait to spring it on that it was Jen Soto that did this. Now we're talking about the September 22nd. He can't blame Jen for the CSAM. He can blame her for letting him have access to Maddie and saying that he was in love with her, but he's in trouble for the CSAM because all the photos aren't Maddie. What's up? Right there. I love doing that. Okay. So, yeah, boots on the ground. I love boots on the ground from Austin and Sam. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, no more Richard Allen. I don't want to talk about that. I keep seeing it. Ron Logan's dead. All right, it was his property, whatever, but now they're trying to come back with that. Stephan Sterns' defense, I believe, is going to say we want to arrest Jen Soto, but don't bring it up until trial comes, because if you give her time to know what we're going to talk about, then she's going to have a better defense. And the reason she's going to have a better defense is because she doesn't have a defense attorney that's appointed to her. Her parents, mommy has money. I showed you that. Mommy has money, and she'll get the best attorney that they can afford, okay? What's up, everybody? You guys do me a favor. There's 142 people unexpectedly, so hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Get a membership if you can. If you have the means to donate, do. If you don't. Okay, I'm going to get into this article now. Let me open this up so you guys can see it, and this is what I wanted to tell you right now. So, as the trials are coming, a bunch of stuff's going to come out, okay? Stephan Sterns is arguing that all the papers that we're going to talk about later, Stephan's argues about the potential death sentence being unconstitutional. Now, what does that mean, unconstitutional? We've done the death penalty for years and years and years and years and years. And even before the death penalty, we were doing death penalties off with your head, right? That's what we should do with him. Now, Kissimmee, Florida, Court TV is where I got from. Stephan Sterns is doing all he can to prevent a potential death sentence as his attorneys. And these are the papers I have filed a series of motions this week seeking to have the death penalty struck on the basis of it being unconstitutional. So last week, somebody told me, get to the point, Jay, when I was reading you all of those documents with the legal jargon. Here's the point. Stephan Sterns is seeking to get himself off the death penalty by claiming that it's unconstitutional. And when he's claiming the unconstitutional part, he's using other cases to cite it based on the cases that are relevant to his trial. Now, right now, we're talking about the death sentence for the red rum. Now, the CSAM is a whole different thing. I haven't seen any documents on that yet of motions that are citing unconstitutional because they're not citing cases that are similar. That's hard to do because that's a really big thing that he did with thousands of pictures. Now, prosecutors are seeking a death sentence for Sterns. Now we're talking about the red rum of 13-year-old Madeline Soto, his on again, off again, I'm going to say, girlfriend's daughter. Now, Sterns is separately facing dozens of charges that essayed Soto after more than 1,500 photos and videos were found on the phone. The two cases are being tried separately, and Sterns is scheduled to stand trial for the sex crimes next month, you guys. Next month. They're going to do it next month. It's next month, guys. Why haven't we heard about the CSAM? We're not talking about the CSAM right now. We're talking about death sentence unconstitutional for right now. We're talking about him taking Maddie's life. Okay, that's what we talked about last week when not everybody, but those people that said, shut up, Jay, and get to the point. Well, that was the effing point. If you knew about about legal terms, you file a bunch of motions of limine, and you cite a bunch of cases that are similar so that you can get yourself, you get an opportunity for the judge to see the documents and say, oh, well, as much as I don't like this, you're right. That case of this, and this is similar. And let me tell you something else, guys. I'm really heated because, and I gotta see myself. I gotta let you guys see me a little more. You're absolutely right. Her case is not constitutional. But here's the thing. And thank you guys for putting the locks up because the ladies really want that. What's up, Malibu Surf? Okay, so yeah, Maddie's case isn't unconstitutional, but check this out. They're going for the stance of, and I just saw this as I'm watching the Naziah Harris case, and I'm finding lots of other videos that are similar to that and similar to moms taking their daughters' lives, etc., which in fact, I think Jen Soto may have been the person that did that. If you've never had anything prior, you can get out on your own recognizance. Now, it can be a bail that's set at a ridiculous amount, but they still have to set the bail. What's up, Judy Smith? How you doing? So we're not talking about bail. We're talking about unconstitutional death sentence for Stephan Sterns because he hasn't had any other charges yet. He's been charged with, but he hasn't been convicted with anything ever in his whole life. And that's what those motions of limine and all those legal jargon documents that people said, hey, shut up. What are you talking about? That's what we're talking about right freaking here. So let me finish this because it gets me more heated. Okay, look at this. Stern's attorney filed through, and this breaks it down for you, gives you a good idea of what I'm talking about right now, because we did see a lot of this stuff and I didn't know what it meant. Stern's attorney in the Red Rum case has filed 3 separate motions on Thursday seeking to have the death penalty disqualified as a potential punishment, arguing that it's unconstitutional. All 3 motions argue the different aspects of the 1996 Florida statute that outline aggregating factors and overly vague and subject to be applied in an arbitrary and inconsistent manner. Now, I didn't start it. Stephan Sterns talks about Madeline Soto. Okay, that could be a big key here. I didn't start it. And I think that may be referring to her life being gone. Now, among the aggravating factors, prosecutors are expected to introduce Madeline's age, Stern's relationship with her as an authority figure, and the alleged SA, which would serve as a prior conviction if he's found guilty on the charges ahead of the Red Rum trial. Now, one of the motions notes that there's nothing to prevent a conviction from being applied as an aggravating factor, even if the conviction arises from the same criminal episode as the capital felony, and even if the capital and other charges are tried together, which we know they're not going to be. Now, Stern's legal team also filed a separate motion in limine, what I was telling you about last week, in his Red Rum trial case, asking for all victims' impact evidence to be proffered outside of the jury's presence. The motion asks for the judge to determine not only whether the evidence is appropriate under the statute authorizing it, but that the witnesses themselves are emotionally capable of maintaining appropriate decorum before the jury. So a lot of children in the case, you saw that. A lot of older people in the case. It's a horrible case. So as to avoid unfair and unconstitutional inflaming the jury and causing prejudice to the defendant. Now, prosecutors in the Sterns SA case have not filed intent to seek the death penalty, you guys. All right? So that's what we know it's for. This is not for This is not for the CSA. They have not. And what's up, Commander Alpha Turkey? Salute. This is not for the CSA. This is for the taking of Maddie's life. Okay? So they have not, the prosecution is not seeking the death penalty for that right now. They're only seeking the death penalty for taking Maddie's life. So that means Stephan Sterns has got to give it all he's got. He's got to fight with everything he has in him not to get the death penalty, including if Jen Soto was involved in any way. He's got to talk. Now, he doesn't have to talk now because he doesn't want to give Jen Soto a reason to have a case. He doesn't want to give her attorneys a reason to say, no, because of this. He doesn't want to do that. You wait till the last minute, or you have your he's not going to talk, obviously, Stephan Sterns, but the lawyer's going to say it at the last minute, last second, 25th hour. Now, prosecution in Sterns' SA case, again, I said, is not filed intent to seek death penalty. A 2023 Florida law allows the state to pursue capital punishment if an adult is convicted of SA with a child under the age of 12. Now, no hearing date has been set on the motions. Sterns' red rum trial is scheduled to begin on, now this says September 25th, 2025. It was the 22nd. It must have been changed. So we've got all kinds of stuff here that we can get into, but we're not right now because I came on here to make this short and sweet and tell you guys what's happening and to summarize this with what we talked about last week on that 3-hour live stream that I had. Yeah, this is for real. This is for real, and this is live right now. This is live. This is happening. Frank Reeve, hi Jay. This is the sickening excuse for a man. You're not part of the replay crew right now. You're actually live. I came on early, so you guys do me a favor. Please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and hit the notification button so you can find me in the middle of the day. All right. Now, I'm going to go on to clarify all of this, obviously, as we go. Right. We're going to keep going later on. And Eve from LV, woohoo. Thank you. Thank you. JPL says they both need to be held responsible. S. Lopez, you got it. You got it. Did Jen take a poly? No. Now, Bombcott, I'm glad you asked me about that because I was watching some YouTube channels yesterday and people were talking about the polygraph test. And a polygraph test, obviously you can't use that in court, but what they use the polygraph test for most of the time, I'd say a huge percentage of when they give a polygraph test, they're able to get somebody to confess. The polygraph test helps people and it pushes people to get them to confess. Now, I can cite a case right off the top of my head. Chris Watts, family annihilator. He thought he was smarter than everyone. The lady says, Chris, if you're going to take this polygraph test, you're going to sit down, but you got to know if you're going to take this polygraph test, you better be 100% truthful, because if you're not, you might as well be ready to confess to doing something. All right. So justice for Maddie, hashtag arrest Jen Soto. Right. So Sterns took that polygraph test. Not Sterns. Chris Watts took the polygraph test, and he immediately knew the jig was up. Now, Jen Soto has offered to take a polygraph test. I don't know if the evil potato will take a polygraph test or if that's off the table. Now, Jen Soto offered to take a polygraph test. We saw that in her interview. Now, she didn't have an interrogation, guys. Jen Soto has never been interrogated. There's a difference between an interview and there's a difference between an interrogation. And any of those things were an interrogation. It was an interview with her lawyer and then other interviews talking about and trying to figure out what she might know about Sterns, etc. Okay? So it would be nice if she would take a polygraph, because if she does, they're going to find many inconsistencies because she's lied from the beginning about not seeing Maddie that morning, seeing Maddie that morning, and different times, as well as I'm sure many other things, right? Now, I believe she was bluffing, but they should have took her in the room that very moment and said, "You'll take a lie detector?" Yeah, Jen, let's clear this up right now. We should probably clear this up right now, Jen, and just go take a polygraph. Let's get it over with. Let's let the world know that you took a polygraph and you're cleared. You're cleared, and now you can go in public and people don't want to hurt you, and you can go to your daughter's memorial, and you can do all the things. These are my new ones, so thank you, Cheryl. These are the new ones I got myself for Christmas. Okay, yeah, I wish she would take one too. I don't think her defense attorney's gonna let her anymore. I don't. Now, a lot of people were talking on another channel, not about this case, about polygraphs, and they're like laughing about it. It's okay. What's up, my Leo twin? Sharon Boco's my Leo twin, you guys. So when I say my Leo twin, we're talking about Cheryl. I don't have any other Leo twin but her. Now, you say she'll fake sleep during it. I don't know. I don't think she's going to do that anymore. English day, everyone. Love your work, Jay. Thank you. Okay, so I don't think that's going to happen. Polygraph doesn't. I hear people arguing, polygraph doesn't matter because they can't use it in court. Well, guess what, guys? They don't use psychics in court either. But guess what, guys? I hate to break it to you. Many police officers use psychics to help them solve cases behind the scenes. And of course, it never makes it to court. But I can cite many cases where officers are desperate to find a body and they go to their preferred psychic, who we don't know who it is. Sometimes you do know. I know they use the psychic in the case of one of the children, one of the missing children. They used one. Anyway, that being said, we're going to wrap this up in a minute here. I'm going to be back on at 4, but they use them and they just don't talk about it. They don't bring them on the stand. We know how we get there's no validity to them. As a matter of fact, I posted one the other day about Naziah Harris, and guess what? I got dumped on by people saying, "Oh, you're ruining." You know. Of course, it was trolls, and trolls say, "Oh, now you ruined the Madeline Soto case. Now you're going to ruin the Naziah Harris case." Well, guess what? These people are used. We just don't. They don't bring them to the stand. They help find logistics and things like that. Okay, so that's what happens with not only psychics, but lie detector tests. It's something that the police will absolutely use. Thank you, Em. Thank you, Em. It's not something, again, it's not something I'm ever going to bring to my channel. And it's just because people just don't understand and they bash it and whatever. It doesn't mean if I was ever to be able to work boots on the ground with officers that I wouldn't think that it was valid in what they were doing. But I wouldn't want trolls, smalls. I wouldn't want that to affect the case whatsoever, right? Absolutely, Jason. Yeah, they do. Ida, you nailed it right there. You nailed it. All right. So it's one of the many tools, and it's not talked about because people do that. Anyhow, what we were talking about today, Stephan Sterns argues potential death sentence is unconstitutional. And that's what we were talking about on Friday. So if you go back and watch that 3 hour, if you watch the first hour, you'll be able to tell. And thank you so much, Rosie. But I am going to talk about more today. And I also have video for you guys about video for Gator Lake. And that's tied in with the Stephan Sterns defense. And you know why? Thank you, Rosie, so much. I appreciate you guys. And you guys can save that for later. They're simply tools. Yeah, thank you. I don't have a lot of time here. I just wanted to hop on and say that to you. But I'll be back on at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. And I didn't want to waste time talking about this part because we got a lot more to go. But I do have, a Leo too. What's up? I do have video of going out to Gator Lake, and the only person that knew about Gator Lake was, in fact, Lizzie, and Gator was, in fact, Jen Soto, who said that. I don't know. I don't know if they do that. I wish I could work with officers. Yeah, exactly, ACF. Yeah, they could have hooked him up to that, and the lie detector test could have never even worked, you guys. And they could have told him anything he wanted, and then after that, he could have just confessed. They can do anything they want. All right, so you guys, I'll be back. You're gonna be asleep. Well, you'll catch the replay, you guys. You'll catch the replay. I'm sure wouldn't step on. Sure wouldn't want to step on a child. Yeah, all right, we'll be back. We'll be back, guys. I just want to let you guys know 4:00. Yeah, I'm at lunch too. I was taking a lunch and I was like, let me hop on here and let these people know. I'll see you guys in a few hours. Okay. All right. Peace out. See you in a bit. Bye, everybody. Thank you. That was quick.
Guilty of crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of crime.
Are you guilty of crime?